What's up, I'm Joe. First video of 2022 and a new intro. I actually spent 3 months to make this 3-second intro, which is kinda insane, but I've had a lot of ideas and I just removed some features, or actually it's not a feature, like some of the animations and other stuff. So actually I think I have the first version of that. So this is how the first version or the first intro was like, and I've had new ideas, and I'm new to After Effects. I've been using this for like a year now, but after a lot of changes, this is the last version as you saw in the intro. But that's about the intro. What you guys are really here for is to know about the OnePlus 10 Pro. So this is available in China for now, but this phone is actually expected to launch in March, like 2 months after they just show this is how the OnePlus 10 Pro would be like. Like, why? Please don't, OnePlus, like, isn't that a lot of teasing, Please launch it in January or early February, I don't know, but don't launch it in March, it's like too long. But the specs are actually top notch, like top of the end, as we know unofficially. So yep, we didn't know what are the specs of this, but what we know unofficially is the upcoming ones that are the specs. So let's see what is OnePlus is giving us with this year's, or with this generation, or with this series OnePlus 10 Pro. Let's see. So it has a LTPO AMOLED 6.7-inch 1 billion color display, and it is a LTPO technology display, so it has a 120Hz, and it can go down to single digit, which is like 1 Hz, thanks to that LTPO technology that I mentioned earlier. And HDR10 plus 1300 nits of peak brightness, so you don't have any problem using it outdoors. Also protected with Corning Gorilla Glass. That's all I know. Is it Victus or is it the next generation of Corning Gorilla Glass? I don't know, or people really don't know, because this is the flagship. It is expected to have the top hand Corning Gorilla Glass, maybe Victus, or as mentioned the next generation of Corning Gorilla Glass. But this is all I know about the display. This is of course specs the latest 4nm process chip, the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. So according to the benchmarks, the Moto Edge X30 scored almost 1 million points in NT2 V9 benchmarks, which is kinda crazy. So this is not a really high-end flagship, but this is one of the first phones to have this new Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chipset. So this can score almost 1 million, means OnePlus 10 Pro can definitely theoretically perform well than this, or like 1 million or over 1 million points. We don't know, but still theoretically it is possible with this OnePlus 10 Pro, which is nice and crazy, because none of the smartphones scored 1 million points in this NT2 V9 benchmarks. So Android is just, or the Qualcomm is the one that is first doing it or achieving this means, which is nice. Also, you know what? We can actually hit 1 million subscribers if you hit that subscribe button right now. Please do it. You can learn more techs and get up-to-date tech news. So yeah, you can achieve that if you hit that subscribe button. Go hit that. So this running Android 12 slapped with Oxygen OS 12, and the RAM is 8 or 12 gigs of RAM, plus the storage is 128 or up to 256 gigs of storage. Surely not, right? Because even the iPhone or any other flagships almost have 512 gigs of storage as their maximum, or even OnePlus can achieve 1 terabyte of storage, who knows, but still 256 is kinda low actually. We didn't know, maybe it could be 512 as the max storage option, maybe even a terabyte like the iPhone, but who needs a terabyte? But still, this is all expectation. I just want to share just a bit information or what I thought about this 256 gigs of storage. So yep, fine, let's continue. The cameras are also upgraded with once again Hasselblad color collaboration, but with just 3 cameras. RIP monochrome camera. Who uses that? Like, who uses that? There isn't any kind of a special use for that. You can just use a filter, right? But they just get rid of it on this version or on this generation of smartphone, which is nice. And what about the specs of the cameras? So It has a 48 megapixel wide as the primary camera, 50 megapixel ultra wide, and both of these do have OIS built in, as well as 8 megapixel telephoto camera, and the primary camera and the 50 megapixel expected to shoot 8K at 30 frames per second thanks to that Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chipset, which is nice because 24 frames per second is just kind of too low. Even I shoot at 4K 30 FPS, so yep, this is kind of a thing that S21 Ultra had as a downside maybe, but it can shoot 8K 30 frames per second, which is nice. And thank you OnePlus, finally we can shoot 8K at 30 frames per second. And the selfie camera though is 32 megapixel camera, which is twice as megapixel as the last gen for more sharp image. Finally, stereo speakers with no headphone jacks, Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.2 plus USB-C 3.1 for that fast speed and response time or data transfer. The lightning connector's speed sucks a lot comparing to the Type-C 3.1. Finishing this with an optical fingerprint sensor, 5000 mAh battery, 80 watt wired and 50 watt wireless charging. And yeah, that's all about the OnePlus 10 Pro specs. So yeah, this is actually the top of the line specs as expected unofficially, but still this is great. We just need to see when the OnePlus is just going to be launched globally all over the country. We just need to see. And yeah, hope you see with the best smartphone starting with OnePlus. That's pretty much it. Make sure you subscribe. Catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.